what we want to do is over here, we want to have a button which is going to say upload image. And over here, we want to have the save button. Okay. Now, in order to do this, we have to go back to our VS Code. And you can see over here, we have a row widget. And the reason for this row widget is we want to have our widget displayed horizontally. That is from left to right. Okay. Now within the row, we can add a triangle comma over here, and we can then have a widget known as elevated button. The elevated button has a property known as onPress because it is a button. Okay. And within this child, it's going to take in a test widget, or it can take in a test widget because it can also take in other widget like icon and so on. And this is gonna say save. Add your comma, and use Ctrl and S to save, and you should see it somewhere here. Wait for this, still loading. Okay, performing alt restart. We just have to wait for this a bit. Okay, performing alt restart. Okay, completed. And now we should see something. And sorry, upload bar. Now you can see it over here. Great. Now what we want to do now is under this, we want to have a button which is going to say upload image. Okay. Now to do this, you can see we have this padding over here. We have this column over here, and we have this padding basically to give space between this edge and this edge over here. And now we have the container, and we're basically giving the container a height of 100. That is how long it's going to be from here to here. And also we are giving a width of 140, sorry, height of 140 and width 140. That is how long it's going to be from here to here and from here to here. Okay, width is basically referring to how wide, and height is referring to how long. Now what we can do is we can wrap this container with a column. A column will help us to display our widget vertically. That is from top to bottom. And now you can see now we have this first child, which is a container, right? And basically referring to the image box. And now we can have the elevated button again, elevated button, and it is a button, so it asks us on press. And for the child, it's gonna be a test widget. And this is gonna say upload image. Okay, great. Now use Ctrl and S to save, and you're gonna see it right after the image box. Let's go check this out, and you can see it over here, and you can see it's way too close to this box image or this image box. Now what we can do is we can use a widget known as sized box, and within the size box it has a property known as height. And the reason it's height is because we are given the space vertically, so we can give it height of maybe 20. Great. And use Ctrl and S to save, and go check this out. Okay, you can see now seems cool. And we can also give space between these two, right? And over here we can then have a size box, and we are given the space horizontally, so this is going to be width of probably 30. And also what we can do is we can change the color, the background color of this button. To do this, to do this, within the elevated button, it has a property known as tie, and this is something known as elevated button dot style from style from, and it has a property known as primary. Currently, it is depreciated, but in the future, we should change it to the recent. Okay, for the now, we can just go with this primary, and since it's still gonna work, and we can then say colors dot yellow, and also we can give some shade of 900. Okay, and we can easily just copy this now and paste this within the elevated button and use Ctrl and has to save, and you're gonna see it look different. Okay, seems cool. Remember, you don't really need to go with my style. You can always follow whatsoever design that suits you. Okay,